And this is just one of a couple of different hacks that's going to lead you to a better garden experience. Guten Yardening, everybody! One of the benefits of gardening year after year after year is that you gain experience, just like any other craft or any other field that you might be working in. The more you do it, the more you learn. And today we're going to talk about 5 gardening hacks that we've learned over time. Now, each of the gardening hacks that I'm going to show you today, we've done ourselves, so we know they work. We do our best not to suggest anything to you that we haven't tried before. We want to see that experience come through for ourselves. Now, if you see one of these hacks or even more that you've used yourselves, please leave us a comment down in the description and let us know how they work for you. Let's get started with garden hack number 1. One of the most important steps in gardening is making sure that you have quality seeds to go in the ground. And so this first hack is all about testing your seed viability. Now, many of you have probably heard the old computer phrase GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. If you have seeds that have lost viability, that don't have quality, and you put them in the ground, the probability of getting a good germination rate, the probability of getting a lot of seeds coming up with healthy plants is not very high. And so one of the things that you want to do is make sure that the seeds you're putting in the ground are nice and healthy and ready to produce the plants that you want, that are going to produce the vegetables that you want in the long term. We think it's important not to just go into a season thinking, well, the seeds that I've been storing for 1, 2, 5, 10 years are going to be just fine. You want to make sure that you have that high quality seed, and the way we do that is a simple germination test. If you have just a few seconds to take a simple sandwich bag, a damp paper towel, and put some of your seeds on that and leave them inside of that sealed for a few days, you'll be able to tell an approximate percentage of the seeds of whatever vegetable you're trying to plant are going to come up when you plant them in the ground. And that is going to save you so much headache, and that is a reason why we call that hack number 1. Garden hack number 2 is a real money saver. You know, I think most of us have these single-use plastics, or they're supposed to be single-use plastics that come into our lives, whether it's from food containers, or a lot of people love their coffee in a single-use coffee like the Keurig, or even something as simple as this applesauce container or this egg crate. Now, since most of us have these in our lives, it makes sense that we try not to just dispose of them, but upcycle them for an additional purpose here in the garden. We can use every single one of these to make a different type of seed tray or seed starting device. We did an entire video on the many ways that you can use these coffee pods, because it's not just the plastic, but also the coffee grounds inside. We've also shown that we've grown carrots inside of these single-use containers quite easily, and indoors, I might add. And really, this type of egg crate is perfect for seed starting because you've got about an inch of depth in each one of the places where the eggs would go. But if you have the cardboard type of the egg carton, that's even better, because once you go ahead and get your seeds started in here, you can go in and cut each individual plant out and put that directly in the ground. So you don't even have to disturb the roots on the plant, because that'll decompose once it's in the ground and getting watered a few times. So instead of taking those single-use plastics to the dump, go ahead and upcycle them and use them a time or two in your garden to get your seeds started. And I think it'll probably only take you a month or two of collecting these containers before you have enough to start most of the seeds that are going to be for your next garden. Garden hack number 3, create soil amendments from your kitchen waste. We have a lot of eggshells, we have a lot of coffee grounds, and we definitely have a lot of organic matter left over from the vegetables that we eat on a daily basis. Well, we take that, we put it together, we collect it, and then we bring it out to be composted. Now, we either compost in our worm compost setup or in our more traditional outdoor compost setup. But by collecting all of this, what we're doing is we're creating free amendments for our soil. When we add compost to soil, we're adding wonderful organic matter, living matter to our soil that helps build the soil up. It helps to improve plant absorption of nutrients. It helps to improve the overall tilth of our soil in general. And again, it doesn't cost anything extra, because everything that we're putting together is the waste material, the byproduct that we would have anyway. So this is a way to reduce waste, and it has the potential to make a huge difference in your garden. And that leads perfectly to garden hack number 4, plant in your unfinished compost bins. Now, we have been doing this for the past 3 years, and I will promise you that in our compost bins outdoors, there are no healthier plants than the ones sitting right on top, growing down into that unfinished compost. We get the healthiest, the biggest, and the best, seemingly disease-resistant plants growing in our compost bins. And we've grown everything from celery to peppers to tomatoes to eggplant, you name it, and we're going to try to grow it in there. We even grew watermelons in our compost bin last season. And what's really cool about this is while they're growing on top, those bottom layers of our compost, those kitchen scraps that we collected in garden hack number 3, they're still decomposing, breaking down, and producing some great compost material. So every year we can repeat that process, and we're always filled with wonderful, nutrient-dense compost to grow in. That's a hack that's going to make you very happy, and it's going to add additional space to your garden area. Garden hack number 5, try sprouting some of your seeds and using them as either sprouts or microgreens for an early harvest. Now, I don't know about you, but oftentimes if we purchase seed packets for growing, we are left with quite a few seeds in those packets that we then store until the next season. Now, while most of our seeds have a shelf life of anywhere from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7 years, if you want to have those seeds used up and not sitting around and becoming less viable over time, what you can do is if you have extra seeds for many of the common vegetables that we all love, and right now I'm going to scroll a list of a lot of those vegetables out there. You can take those seeds, you can place them into a tray of potting mix, and you can sprout them, and within 10 to 15 days for most of them, you can have some nice microgreens, or sprouts at least, that are going to be very nutritionally dense and that you can eat as you wait for the rest of your garden to grow. This is a great way to use up those extra seeds, and it's a great way to make sure that you're getting that great nutritional value as early as possible, especially now that we're heading into that seed starting season. Well, these are 5 simple gardening hacks. Each one of them has their own merits, and each one of them we have done on our own, and we have enjoyed the successes from them. So we hope you give them a try. Again, if you've tried any of these hacks before, leave us a comment down below. Let us know how they work for you. If you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to give us a like, leave us a comment, remember to share and subscribe, and most importantly, remember, when you're with us, you are good to grow. Hey, for those of you who haven't done so already, head on over to GutenYardening.com and check out our website. We're still building it, but we've already got some great content over there, some blogs, link to some of our videos, a tracker for our quail farming adventure. Well, there's lots of great content, and it's always growing, and we'd love to have you visit us there.